First, they have to prepare the ingredients. This includes fresh pasteurized milk, whipping cream, skim milk powder, sucrose, dextrose monohydrate, which helps with sweetening, and base 2000, which is known as a stabilizer. They also have to prepare green coloring and melted chocolate.
The composition and function of a stabilizer base 2000. The stabilizer base 2000 is a commercial blend of hydrochlorides and emulsifiers designed to enhance the texture, stability, and shelf life of the ice cream. The primary components include the agar gum, locust bean gum, carrageenan, and sometimes mono and diglycerides. Each ingredient plays a specific role. The agar gum increases viscosity and prevents ice crystals growth, while the locust bean gum contributes to a smooth, creamy melt. The carrageenan interacts with the dairy products to form a gel-like structure, preventing away their separation. Emulsifiers like mono and diglycerides help distribute fat molecules evenly, ensuring a uniform texture and improving air incorporation during churning. Together, these ingredients create a stable ice cream base that resists melting, minimizes ickiness, and maintains a pleasant mouthfeel.
Dextrose monohydrate is a form of glucose, a simple sugar derived primarily from cornstarch, which contains 1 molecule of water per molecule of dextrose. In ice cream production, it plays several important roles that go beyond simple sweetness. While it does contribute to the overall sweetness of the product, it is actually less sweet than regular table sugar, which allows ice cream makers to adjust sweetness levels without overwhelming the natural or added flavors. One of the most valuable functions of dextrose monohydrate in ice cream is its ability to lower freezing point of the mixture. This property is essential for creating soft, scoopable texture even at low freezer temperatures. By depressing the freezing point, dextrose ensures that not all the water in the mixture turns into ice, helping to maintain a partially unfrozen phase that contributes to smoothness and creaminess. This also helps prevent the formation of large ice crystals, which can make the ice cream feel coarse or icy. Furthermore, dextrose monohydrate helps bind free water in the mixture, reducing the amount of available to form ice crystals and thereby improving the overall texture. It contributes to the mouthful and structural stability of ice cream by balancing the ratio often used in conjunction with other sweeteners like sucrose and glucose syrup to precisely control not only the flavor, but also consistency and storage behavior.
First, they measure out 25 kilograms worth of fresh pasteurized milk. Then they add about 7 grams worth of skimmed milk powder, and the coloring of choice. They have to then add 7 grams worth of the stabilizer base 2000. And about 100 grams of sucrose. It is then mixed until everything is fully incorporated. Before the ice cream is brought to the machine, 400 grams of dextrose monohydrate needs to be measured. Then the ice cream is added to the machine. Along with the dextrose monohydrate. The ice cream is then churned in the machine and is heated until it reaches 85 degrees Celsius.
Why is heating very essential for the stabilizer activation? Heating the ice cream base before freezing is a critical step because most stabilizers in the stabilizer base 2000 require thermal energy to function properly. The agar gum and the locust bean gum need to be heated to fully hydrate, meaning that they absorb water and swell to form a gel network. Without sufficient heating, these gums remain partially undissolved, leading to a gritty or uneven texture. The carrageenan, in particular, must be heated to around 18 degrees Celsius or 175 degrees Fahrenheit to activate its jelly properties, which are crucial for preventing water migration and ice crystal formation during storage. Additionally, heating ensures that sugar dissolves completely and milk proteins then mature, both of which contributes to a smoother consistency. If the mixture is not heated, the stabilizers fail to integrate properly, resulting in a weak structure that cannot withstand temperature fluctuations. The consequences of skipping the heating step is that if the ice cream is not heated properly, the stabilizer and emulsifiers in the stabilizer base 2000 will not perform as intended. Undissolved gums can create a chalky or lumpy texture, while unactivated carrageenan fails to prevent synesis, The fat molecules may also clump together instead of dispersing evenly, leading to a greasy mouthfeel. Furthermore, without proper pasteurizations, the ice cream could pose a food safety risk if it contains raw dairy or eggs. The final product would likely have the large ice crystals poor overrun and a shortened shelf life.
Once the ice cream has reached 85 degrees, it is then taken to the freezing chamber. The ice cream is then cooled down until it reaches a temperature that is below zero. An important step is to make sure that the container is also frozen, as it is to prevent the ice cream from melting too quickly once it is taken out. Once the ice cream reaches a temperature below zero, it is then dispensed from the machine. This is where extra ingredients like chocolate can be added in. They have to be added in layers so that the chocolate can be evenly distributed. The ice cream is then taken to the blast freezer, where it is frozen until ready to be served.
So at that time, we just opened our hotel, and we wanted to have something for the hotel guests to enjoy in the hotel, while they are in the hotel. So we thought of having a bakery and an ice cream shop because at that time it was trendy. A lot of bakery like Bread Talk open everywhere in the shopping mall. So we wanted to have something like that in our hotel. So that's how we started to have this thing lah. And at that time, because this shop is our hotel is in Puncak, Puncak area. At that time, there was no other shops with similar style, opening in the area. So we thought it was a good time to do it. Ice cream cannot be called an ice cream if it is not an ice cream. Ice and cream, so that means it has to contain cream, right? So what I say about this is the definition itself. What is an ice cream? You would expect an ice cream to be smooth in your mouth, not like hard like a rock, right? So if you know the definition, of course the texture expected of an ice cream should be like that. It's a generally accepted texture. If not, it is not called an ice cream, right? And so the formula or the recipe of an ice cream should be more or less the same for everybody. If you say texture, what affects the texture is the milk, the cream, and the sugar, right? And you cannot differ too much from other people who is making this ice cream. You cannot put too much sugar, you cannot put too much cream. So I would say the standard ratio of each of these ingredients is important to maintain as affecting the texture. There's a standard formula for this lah. So you cannot go wrong if you stick to the formula. You can change a little bit more cream, a little bit more sugar, but not too much. Maybe just a little bit. So that's how you maintain this ratio to maintain this texture, Nick and Marco. So for taste wise, taste is very subjective. Some like stronger, darker chocolate. Some like a milkier chocolate. Children, adult, older people, men, women. I think they have all different taste profile. So sometimes how do we know which taste is to sell? We start somewhere. With this kind of taste, and we try to sell it, and then try to see how the customer like it. Okay. Most importantly for ice cream is you need to have very good machine. So the machine has to run properly. My machine has been running for 13 years. So we have to maintain these machine parts, yeah, the spare parts. You see, you see the video of the machine, right? It has many parts. It has the heating part, it has the cooling part, it has the scraping part. So this machine need to change parts, right? So we have to maintain all, to make sure we have all the parts, okay, to get the right texture and flavor, right? That's first of all. Second of all, we need to assign a dedicated person to make the ice cream. So it's like a specialized person, you know, not like a new guy who comes and do it, and the next batch we have another guy doing it. No, we try to maintain only one guy. Yeah, he really specialized making ice cream. In that way, we avoid mistakes, we avoid different variations of the product quality. Okay, that's second. Third of all, we need to stick with the same supplier and brand. You see, like milk, cream, chocolate, what do you want to call it, green tea powder or coffee or what, you have to stick with the same brand and the same brand. That's very important for us. If you change brand, maybe the taste will change, you know. Yeah, the flavor will change. So we have to stick to the same the brand of the product, of the ingredient. Yeah, and then also we have to make sure we make the same batch size of ice cream. So let's say we make how many kilo. Every time we should maintain the same batch of how many kilo. Don't try to make, I want to make half a batch. The next thing we make a 3/4 batch, you know, or 1/4 batch. We can, but we shouldn't do it. Why? Because the people who measure all this, if we make it the same batch every time, the measurement is going to be the same, and it's going to be easy for him to remember. Yeah, so we avoid mistakes by making all different batch sizes like this to maintain the consistency lah. Yeah. Okay. Next, also we have a quality check, meaning every batch is coming out from the production. Somebody has to taste it, right? Somebody who is long enough, who worked for us already from the beginning, so somebody we trust. So every time the guy who make the ice cream, you need to taste it first, and then he need to call the other guy to make sure that this taste is what we expected. So in a way, it's like a quality control, yeah, by tasting.